Alright, I'm back. Let's go, we're almost done with this. We can do this. I can focus my life on other shit. Oh shit, I forgot about Path to Nowhere. I'm gonna go play it right now. Once I'm satisfied with the levels I have for my characters, I'll go play the game again. Continue the main story. Maybe record it. I was here this morning. Yo, Javier.
Well, here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
The latter.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
Xavier? What are you doing here?
What kind of pronunciation
I was
is
in the
that?
general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation, goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then, too.
Yep.
They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration
So that's
between
why-
our two nations goes
That's
back
why
a
this guy's as a
long
Fontaine
way.
guy, just
How
so they
about
could-
that?
Just so they could have this guy come in. Because this is supposed to tie
Weren't
into
you
us
gonna
going
ask
to the
Xavier
Hydro
something about
Nation anyway.
Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
Oh,
Right, so the
I
thing
didn't
is-
realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
You could say that.
Sure, go ahead.
So anyway, do you know what the Kabuki Mono is?
A kabuki mono?
Kabu and then kimono.
No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
I see.
Of
I'm satisfied with
course!
that.
Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're
it's
most
pronounced
welcome.
Xavier.
More than happy to help. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Back to the Dendro place we go. Hope Beto didn't mind.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your smile,
can you
Spinal
tell?
Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you. Hey, don't mention it.
What
Alright,
gave it
Let's
away?
head off and go meet Nahida.
I'm sorry, I don't know why, but there's a doggo outside barking. You guys can probably hear it. I'm very sorry. I was gonna say, oh, looks like they stopped. Never mind. Yep, we were basically already done with the story. Gosh, fucking fuck. It was 1.5 hours already, so at most there was still only just 30 minutes left.
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
So how's the essay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join them?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh? Oh, of course.
Well, I never read this, so I won't be able to tell any differences.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
I'll go back to muting my dial.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, still the same as I remember.
Hey, Traveler, remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma, so how about we tell them what we learned?
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Armanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh.
I think the dog
So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
Let's leave them be now.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome. See ya.
Good riddance.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
Isn't exactly noon time. Oh well. Yo! I know you haven't given us the signal yet, but
Nahida, we're here! Traveler, Paimon, how have you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then she decided she wanted to go to Inazuma.
you know, we did some thinking and we did some digging. I mean,
The Balladeer? It sounds like some kind of code name.
don't worry about it.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
No.
Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
So what Zhongli said. I have become the record keeper. Just like he said in the story quest for him. Thrice betrayed. So yeah, how the heck with this it's set in stone now? We didn't do anything of value in Dendro. Yes, technically we did indeed, but the Balladeer has erased himself from history, and so has the Greater Lord chosen to erase herself from history. So all that conflict, bruh.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
You're believing me.
How was he even able to do that? As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it.
The machine was just a
Nevertheless,
god
it does
without
make
a
sense.
controller.
If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality. So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because, well, because he literally changed the world? Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The Traveler comes from a world beyond Javat. That's why there's no information about her in Irminsul. And it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect her. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
Yeah. You don't have to say it twice.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it? can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
I only have nothing but hatred to him. I don't know how to feel. Atoning for your sins by erasing yourself from history. I've seen it happen in the fucking spin-off series, and let me tell you, it is not a satisfying conclusion. Otherwise,
Something
the
else
world will
worrying
die.
you? Something that you can't share?
It's a hard feeling to keep secrets.
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Sure enough, the dead can't be brought back.
Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense, every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left. Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
For better or worse.
Please wait
Oh
a
man,
moment.
I wanna hear
I want to check
Ball's
something.
idea of the story.
Hmm.
Did her first robot
Found it.
creation
This should be the one.
just so happen to be the correct one?
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told us.
What?
What is it?
Ain't that
A
convenient?
record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner.
Ah yes.
You should take a look. Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
Well, it checks out.
I authored this record myself. Huh?
That's your charge
You
attack.
wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the balladeer? When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else. Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
That's great.
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the Kabukimono in other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul. That's incredible! What a great idea!
I wish I could
And
ride as
sending the
fast as
traveler
you.
into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew she'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all
So
the
what are we
different
gonna
pieces
do with this
together,
info?
the true story that emerges is the one she told us. The now erased life of the balladeer.
Cutscene time.
There was once a lone monster draped in
enough.
fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear,
Fuck you.
spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds,
She's a
foxes,
great
and
artist.
cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
We did. We solved what exactly?
I remember now. This is not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god,
unlike Greater
he was
Lord, that's actually
experimented
safe
on
enough.
and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive
Also, how
is that he
God,
was
no
a puppet.
privacy.
This memory
The
was
goddess
extracted
wisdom
from
is so
him by the
creepy.
scholars. Presumably, they kept it to
She's
have
like
something to
Satori,
defend
but way more
themselves
powerful.
with. Creating a deity
Because
was
she can
just
read
the
minds
first
and
step.
control the
Some
unconscious
of
all
them
in
wanted
one.
to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
Okay.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke. The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail, that Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around.
No, you won't.
Still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take her out for a walk to clear her head?
You got it! Come on, Traveler! You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
Walking actually is kind of all we've been doing.
Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar! That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that, but Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
There's a few things I'd like to look into. You should go take a walk and try to unwind.
Huh. Let's try noon. Should be someone here. Yeah. Indeed, the joy of thinking. That is why we humans enjoy making games and puzzles. We create questions. When man has solved all questions, they will simply just start creating their own questions to answer. There's no thrill greater than discovery.
dinner. What should we eat first?
Wait, what? I thought we were trying
Hey,
to...
are you gonna answer or what? Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
What?
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Oh. What are we thinking?
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
We're looking for a wanderer.
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
There he is. I'm sure some people find it really lame.
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you.
That he
That
changed
kid.
design.
Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
You could say that.
He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsettias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
Yeah.
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsettias, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Let's tail him, lol.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Time to make use of our stalker skills. Oh, we're not in sneaky sneak mode. Babu. I thought I saw an alchemy table. And that's pretty stupid. Why would there be another alchemy table when there's already another one so near? Why would the city need more than one? What was making that noise? Wait, did I? It sounded like it came from the game, but did it?
Made the dendro.
Wow, we're very good at sneaking.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though
If
you
this were
say
still the
he's the
olden-
balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
We're just observing. And anyway, if anyway, as I was saying, if this was still the old Baldir, he'd be like, I know you guys are following me.
Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back. Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
Ha! He spotted us!
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
Yeah, admittedly, we weren't really trying.
Have we met before?
I don't know. Do you
No,
think we've
we
met
haven't
before?
met. But you know me?
Maybe.
I have no recollection.
It's wacky.
Are you absolutely sure?
It should be fine.
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
How's this?
A puppet? What makes you think that?
You're not a real boy.
You were right! The look on his face!
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people.
Come on, Paimon, I told you the story. You should know that he's a puppet.
Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
Mind following me this time?
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Works for me.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
More like community
Yes,
service
I
at
ran
this
into
point.
him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
Huh.
That's
Makes it sound like you're...
oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Then let's return to the city.
I don't know, man. Sumeru City isn't all that exciting. Nothing but nerds in this city. You want to see a really exciting place? Try Mondstadt or Liyue. I was gonna say Inazuma, but I'm not gonna recommend he goes to that place at all. Hey, if internal conflict is your idea of a fun time, Internation, obviously. Civil wars, and all that bullshit. Not to mention a god that's really way too
Here you go, boss.
reclusive for her
I'll
own
leave them
good.
right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Hello.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me.
Don't word it
Sorry,
like
boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
that. Need to check the recording.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining.
And he's wearing clothes that are perfectly
Imagine
suited
you
for
were
the
me
rain.
for a second. It's a little weird, right?
The whole point of that hat
Why
is
is
to
this
help
guy
with rain.
traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to
The
get
Japanese
somewhere?
invented it, you know. It's
And why
quite
is
an
he taking a
ingenious piece of
shortcut through
clothing.
the open country if he's not even in a hurry?
Set, I mean, not just the hat.
But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't... No, you're right.
What do you want, huh?
Then I suppose this is
You
where we
need
say
to know.
goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention
An
it,
aimless
kiddo.
wanderer
I've
is
run into
no
all
good
kinds
for
of
anyone.
characters over the years.
I'm
I
always
just hope you
one to
find your
say
path.
that you should find value
you.
and joy in the journey and not the destination. But having no destination
Alright, done.
makes a
Thanks for
journey
waiting for me. We can go now.
makes for a pointless journey. Devoid of fun. As part of a whole joy of a journey is knowing that you have a destination you'll eventually reach one day. An endpoint is important. It gives us the courage to start something. And even more importantly, it gives us the courage to keep going, no matter how long we think a journey might be. Another pearl of wisdom I just dropped for no good reason, apparently. I should just teleport. What am I doing? So far away. And just like that, I'm a hypocrite. Well, what fun would the journey be? The Genshin doesn't make it very fun to walk. Much like every other open world game out there. And this just really makes me want to play Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yo Nahida, look who I stole. Can Nahida read her own mind? Well, too late.
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
You should at least be
We
familiar
found this
with
guy
who
in the
she
street,
is.
but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a
What would you
difficult
call
one to
it?
explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yeah, that's a good analogy, I
Yes.
suppose.
Something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to
You've
ask,
been isekai'd.
what was I like in my previous incarnation?
Do you want to know?
Okay, I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
Well, honestly, it's just really hard to start. Maybe
If
you
it's
can
that
have the
difficult
book,
to talk about,
the
I
fairy
have no
tale.
doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Check out this
Is
fable
truth
Nahida
something
wrote
you
about
care a
you.
lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
Those
That is the
those two
nature
are
of
the same
truth.
things.
If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
Even he agrees.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
Yeah, you tried to poison me in your previous life to death. Not exactly possible to make someone you tried to poison like you like that.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
You know what? That's a good question.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street! He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my
Are you
own
sure you
transgressions.
worked hard to erase
Even
them?
though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me.
Still so
Except maybe
edgy.
these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
We were planning to.
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on
Can't
you.
expect you to turn out like Uta did
Understood.
when she got her memories back.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
Unlike you, she's still edgy, but at least she's bounded by all her actions are bounded by logic. Both of her personalities are.
I see everything.
Time to face the music.
Oh.
Hey,
Yep, Nahida can't read her own mind. Did it? That makes enough sense.
It's time to get ready.
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it. Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you
It
have to
turns out
join
there
me
was
for the
still a
whole
lot
thing.
of content left on this story, so I did a good job. I made a good call stopping the time I did. Here we go. Oh! So, he already has an Anemo vision. Okay, so you're telling me Venti saw Scaramouche erase his entire history, and he was like, "Yeah, I like it when people do that. That's the very definition of freedom, you know? I'ma give you my vision for it." Oh, I'm being called. Yeah. Sure did. Yeah. Obviously, that thing is printed. Ah, I'm in the. Oh, right, I'm entering a domain. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't expecting to be gone that long. In short, I made a poem. It's Mom's birthday today, and we talked about the poem. Honestly, the poem isn't all that good, but then again, my standards are always. I always put the standard too high for myself anyway. Anyway, Scaramouche is gonna be a Nemo, so we really don't have a point in keeping this guy, so. Cryo wouldn't be all that nice to have. Well, actually, the one that would suck the most to have is Hydro and Electro, and you know what? I'm not gonna think about it too much. Actually, maybe I should focus on supporting Scaramouche as best as I can. So in that case, let's change Yoimiya. So we can see his damage. His brain damage. You know what? I don't care. I'll go with this. Whatever. Let's go.
This looks like Inazuma.
Yeah. What else would it be? This is
Right
his
now, you're in a
birthplace.
dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
What does that mean?
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
Yeah, immersive.
You don't need to do this for me.
But we really
I don't
wouldn't
deserve
want to
your
die.
protection.
We
For our
never give up
entertainment.
halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
We're here to finish what we started.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer,
Yes,
this
sassy
is
ass.
the Shake Pavilion.
You thought you could
In
get
your Balladeer
away.
incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Yikes.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
We're gonna see
I
A
hear
here.
footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The
That's
crystal
the
marrow
Robbie.
miners?
You're the one that invented all those craftable
No, there's no
weapons.
way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of
I need
this.
to check the recording.
There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're
The
awake.
one who'll betray you
What
first,
happened?
lol.
How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured?
Stop.
Huh. Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the
Yeah, I
original
kinda
version
forgot.
of
He was
events,
kinda just thrown away,
Katsuragi
wasn't
was
he?
ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The
We already saw
Balladeer,
this, so there's
then
no
known
point
as the
showing it again.
Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna,
Thank you.
responsibility
For
for
not
what had
repeating
happened
things.
fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
Oh.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face.
Where do I go? Is this...
Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Fate is a cruel thing often. Times. Oh, there's a hole. What the fuck? Oh god, Inazuma battle music. Also, no trial wanderer? What the hell? Could it be that he still doesn't have a vision?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Here we go. I was wondering if I... Oh, no, wait. Look at this. Could this be where I need to go? Does this ladder take me anywhere new? Because otherwise, apart from missing the treasure, I don't know why else I want to take a ladder back up. Why did it even need to be activated in the first place? Oh boy, fun. I don't care. Just go for it. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, hello there. Okay.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
Oh.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay.
Ah, this is the
I
guy.
heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick.
He's infecting me from the
He
other
kept
side of the
coughing all the
screen.
time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever. This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He
Come on, we
died from
already
his
know.
illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and
Oh,
found
wait.
that he had stopped breathing.
Paimon doesn't.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family!
You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too. The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
I'll get cold feet now. Whoa! Whoa! Jesus Christ! What the fuck, man? Scaramouche! My god.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you, I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon, one that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Dang it. I hesitated too
I
much.
see everything. Let's dance. Oh,
End this quickly!
Time for a light show. That didn't count.
It most certainly did, I mean.
Take this! Lightning slash!
I didn't mean to increase your immediate attack.
Burned too brightly.
Oh well. Oh god, there's more. Temple of Wisdom.
No excuse for slacking.
Can't run!
Take this!
I'll protect us. Ready, steady, go!
Futile.
Looks like I went too far.
Oh hey.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma.
Good
In
memories, I
the
say.
original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this
Aye,
rundown
senora.
factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates?
What if
You might
Senora
not
does
want
become
to
a
admit
playable
it,
character?
but you are a
But
part
instead
of
of
this
being the
clan.
cryo catalyst
Perhaps
that
you find
Tori
fighting in
always
the
wanted.
abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course,
But she turns
even
out to be
this
Pyro.
pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else.
And you're
Bye
no
then.
different.
See you at the victory feast.
And you're any different.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
And that's when that happened.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are
Oh!
you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a
You're supposed to
nicer
be-
way to express yourself?
Senora.
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right?
Okay.
Witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Senora had no chance because I murdered both of them before they could murder each other.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru.
Oh, hey.
Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing
Technically
matters
got
to
what
you
we wanted
apart from
by
your crazy
Scaramouche
experiments?
erasing his memory, huh?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
He's one of your colleagues. Used to be, at least. None of your colleagues seem to treat you any nicely, huh?
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
Oh, you're not trying to run away.
Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules. with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with the void in my
What
chest
about
my whole
everything
life.
else in history that he changed?
My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
There. Our thoughts are taking a while to progress.
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself.
Yeah?
So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
You threw it away and now you're selfishly trying to get it back. That makes you very human.
You have made your decision. Now, take this.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasu will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright?
I've beaten you once, I've beaten it again. I've beaten you every week now with that.
Hey! Are you done yet?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Nothing some good old Barbara burst can't heal. Ah, there's this vision.
Balladeer?
Yep.
Die.
Farewell, my past self.
This is trying my patience.
Have you got all your memories back now?
You got any more stupid questions?
Yeah, we beat back. Oh, good for him. Everyone else still doesn't. Also, this is atrocious. I don't have anything to swirl. Why did they think this was a good idea? Ah, he's
At my command, you shall fall.
How do I...
Upon the gale.
Well, you certainly grew accustomed to your vision quickly.
The wind rises. My endless cycle. Know your place.
Fuck. I'm actually going to die. Oh, fuck.
Squall and Fury.
Oh, nice.
Feeble human. Upon the gale.
Never mind. I can just be reckless. I won't have any consequences to worry about.
Behold! Insignificant past!
Oh, press E again just makes me stop floating.
Squall and Fury! Bow your head!
Jesus, that was a lot of damage.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
What did you
Talk
expect? I'd never lose to that.
Killing your past, literally, I guess.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self.
Oh hey, Paimon remembers.
Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Ready to face the consequences of your actions for real this time?
You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Yeah, this place sucks. It's my, me, myself, and I. I was looking for the claim rewards bullshit.
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
Yeah? Maybe?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the sixth is.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Well, a convenient retreat.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
Convenient for you, mostly.
And your main
you
goal,
got away with
for
a
which
lot
you
of
gave up
sins.
everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if
you
I'm completely
inevitably chose
worthless,
to get your memories
there's nothing
back
in the
anyway,
world
huh?
worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me.
Wow.
Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
Oh, come on, you should know by now that not everyone is like that anymore.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the
That's
future,
the best way to say
I'll
to
continue
tell
to
someone
search
that
Irminsul more deeply
their opinion is
and
wrong.
see what secrets can be uncovered. Including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well. I will try.
Traveler.
Uh-huh.
After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
I needed to know if my friends were affected negatively.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
It was not my intention to get something out of you.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero.
Indeed.
I think deep down you realize this. People who
Full
show up in
Metal
your life
Alchemy.
don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
Yeah, you tried
understand
being a
what
god
pain is
instead.
perfectly
At one
well,
point.
even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like
The
you've
tree
got a future
allegory.
planned out for me.
That Vsauce gave. When a tree gets carved, that's permanent. But you can make that cut a smaller part of you as you grow bigger as a tree. That's how Vsauce worded it. Man, I feel like binging all of his videos again all of a sudden. Anyway, it's logical to assume that human relationships are commerce. But value comes from nowhere. How can I explain this? Say an apple is $1. You give $1, you get apple, and then one day you do something and get that $1 back. That makes sense. But if everything was just equal exchange, wouldn't the world be perfect if everyone thought that exact same way? But a world that has logical consistency and that everyone that follows them are considered good, and the exceptions are considered simply wrong and evil and immoral and must be purged. Well, that's like a clear-cut definition of evil right there. In the end, sometimes apples drop from trees. We have no choice but to take them, inflate the economy. Sometimes money is burned. We have no choice but to accept the fact that the economy has lowered in value. Relationships aren't always going to be about equal exchange. It can't work that way, it simply can't.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
Cool.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too.
Why?
It's tradition.
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
Me?
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Okay.
Have you got anything?
Rules and disclaimers for name modification. You can obtain the item an appellative stroke from the Archon Quest interlude and version of Genesis, which will allow you to change Aeon to Drift, Wanderer, and Nemo's name. Please take note that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you have renamed this character, some interfaces in the game going forward will display the name that you have chosen. There's a limit on the number of times you can rename this character, so do so with care. Disclaimer: Travelers, please ensure that you follow our terms of service. Blah 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 blah. You may have to say save 9. Well, this seems important. I'm gonna think long and hard on this. This is important. A name needs to have meaning. In the beginning there was the name, and then in that name was God. Or something along those lines. I forgot how the Bible quote goes. A Japanese word would suit him best. What would be fitting for an edgelord like him? I don't know why, but something compels me to go to Toho and look for a name inspiration there. No, it doesn't fit. Huh. Hmm. Huron. That's what I've decided.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, alright. If you say so.
There! Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Still thinking. Stop rushing me!
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
What are you gonna do now?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been.
I'll be sure to tell Kaede the news.
No nonsense. I like it. Alright, let's call it a day. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
Like the wind.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
It all worked out somehow in the end.
So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
I've got it!
My God, it's
I
not
can
over
end my
yet.
novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue.
Those two again. God, I hate how much of a major characters they are.
But they continue to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back. Wow, great! Huh? Look at that vase.
What about it?
Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? But Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
You sound lost and confused.
Uh...
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Great, the Hydro Archon's the one talking to me now.
Talking to us?
And this time it's official instead of on a limited time summer event.
The fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance. But for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate. Like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
I'd argue some things can't be seen.
The voice has disappeared.
The five senses can only show you so
And who the
much
heck
about the
was
world.
that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff? Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up? It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
I'm sure all of this will make sense when Archon Quest IV finally comes out. I can change Scaramouche's name whenever I feel like it. I'll keep his name for now. Maybe for all eternity. Ah, that took a long while. But alas, it's finally over. Nice even 600. Fun. Well, still have a few hours left before the day ends. What do I do?